Hi, I'm Jeff Murrow, and I want to welcome you to Healthy Marriage Tips, otherwise known as Java with Jeff. Today, I'm going to be talking about handling anger in the home. I consider this a good time of year to do that because with Thanksgiving coming up and family being around, there is a possibility that people are going to get angry, and you need to have some ways to deal with anger. I know that some families react to anger as if it's a forbidden topic that you're never allowed to discuss and never allowed to express. And I don't see that as the healthy option. A healthier option, sending the message that it's okay to be angry, yet you must be respectful. Um, Now, to send this message to your family, it's going to be important that as parents you role model ways of dealing with anger and dealing with conflict. Because your children need to see you dealing with it in a respectful way. Because there are ways to say, I'm mad at you, or when you left your socks on the floor, it got me furious. Can be made, and it doesn't have to become an explosive situation. Now, one way to keep it from being an explosive situation is to not block doorways. Because one of the things that happens when you block doorways, you keep them from getting the keys to the car and stuff like that, people feel trapped. And when they feel trapped, they feel more desperate. And when they feel more desperate, you're going to see more desperate actions come out. And that's not healthy. Now, it's also helpful to remember that anger is a secondary emotion. Typically, the anger reaction occurs after something else has been said or done. And typically, people get angry when they feel threatened and they have to get into a mode of self-protection. They feel that anger is a way of regaining some control and protecting themselves in that situation. So, when you have that in mind, you realize that many times what you think is the issue may not be the issue at all with anger, because it was the real issue is what triggered it and their choice to use anger. But when that happens, people are not always in a mindset to where they're willing to talk about the anger at the moment that things happen. And if you're expecting them to, number one, give you immediate answers, you're going to be disappointed because they're not thinking clearly enough to give you immediate answers, number one. And number two, they haven't calmed down enough to where they think. Because once you're in that anger mode, your brain's just reacting. You are not thinking why you're doing what are behind it. Now, typically, you may need to helpful to go ahead and give the person some space. Don't get too close to them or assume a voice with them, as these things do